This is Tech Pulse.
Coming up today on Tech Pulse, Apple shows off iOS 7. A list of games for the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One have been released for launch. And have you ever had the desire to control a cockroach? Well, listen more coming up today on Tech Pulse. This is Tech Pulse for June 13th, 2013. Can you imagine that the year is going by so quick? It's already June 13th. Whew! I mean, June just started. We were just talking about E3 coming up. Now E3 is in its last day today, and you know the month is just moving on. I mean, you know, Devin is in the process of getting that bigger and better phone. I mean, everything is just moving and grooving here on Tech Pulse, but we don't have time to talk about that. All we got to go right into the tech news, because this is the show where you get all your tech news and reviews right here on Tech Pulse. So let's head right into the first story of the day, which is that Apple iOS 7 has been released. Now you're saying iOS 7 has been released. I mean, well, we know they were going to release that at WWDC, and they were going to say something about it. Yeah, but you haven't seen this thing in action. Now, Johnny Ive said that he was getting away from the skeuomorphic design that, the Apple iPhone has been famous for I don't know, forever. With the leathery look and the basically skeuomorphic design is the design that tends to make apps look like the real world, look like things in the real world. And so they call that design skeuomorphic design. And Johnny Ive says that he's completely redoing it. He called it black and white, type design. Not in terms of colors, but in terms of plain, in terms of just, he's going to refresh everything. And man, that's exactly what he did. Let me go ahead and show you all the various features this iOS 7 is going to have, and kind of how it's going to look. You're going to see it right here first on Tech Pulse, how this thing is going to look. So all you Apple enthusiasts out there, people that maybe you're thinking of getting the new Apple, or you're thinking of getting the iPhone 5 or whatever it is, 4S, something like that, this is something that you're going to be able to look at and see if you too want this new or like the new system. Do you like the new iOS 7? Well, I guess I can't say the new iOS 7 since there wasn't an old iOS 7, but do you like iOS 7, the new operating system for the Apple mobile device? Now here it is right here, you're looking at it, iOS 7. This is the iPhone obviously right there, and this is how the designs are going to look. Now I'm going to go down and show you some of the design elements, that they have. They have so much going on right now. Let me just bring this back real quick, and we're going to bring that to you momentarily. But I'm just going to run down real fast some of the new, how do we call it, the new features of the iOS 7. You have a control center that wasn't there before. They have a control center now. The notification center, multitasking. What else do they have? They have the multitasking. They have the control center. They have the iTunes radio. Now calling it iRadio. They did announce that was coming. New photos, AirDrop, camera, the Safari, even Siri has gotten a little bump up. The mail, weather, and messaging apps have all been upgraded for iOS 7. So when we talk about this new there's something happening there in the control room. What's happening there? Yes, something was happening in the control room, but we've been told to keep on going. So that's what I'm going to do. And we're talking about iOS 7 right here, and how it looks different. And I'm going to show you these different perspectives here. Matter of fact, right now, you're going to see the new iOS. And according to Apple, it's coming this fall. New iOS is coming this fall. So for those of you that were wondering when iOS was going to drop, they didn't give anything specific per se, but they did say that iOS is coming this fall. So let's go ahead and look at this new iOS system, the different sections that they have and how they've revamped it. And for those of you that didn't know how they revamped it, you're going to see right now, you're going to see that Johnny Ive's impression all over this thing. So let's go ahead first, and we're going to deal with the first section is going to be, their control center. You couldn't do that before. You didn't have a control center that you could go to in the other iOS. Right here, it's just showing you a little bit how it works. We're just going to click that there. You can see the control center. You can change the brightness, change all of the how loud your phone is, stuff like that. Those are things that are in the control, the basic controls that control your phone. Then now, like the notification center right here, it shows you how Apple is going to notify you when things happen. Nothing is coming up on that particular screen right there, but these are just the little videos that Apple put with their new, just to give people an idea of how things are going to be looking on the new iOS 7. There's the notification center going right there. That's how you'll be notified, how things are. And over here we have the multitasking center. You can open up various windows. You can enlarge it. You can throw any of them away. As you saw right there, just different stuff like that. That's how Apple is doing their new system right now. And then we have going down the list the iRadio that Apple is so enamored with, the iRadio. Well, getting a little bit of feedback here in the studio. But let me show you the iRadio right here. iRadio situation. That's just what they're going to. These are just different things that Apple is using for. This is how it's going to look. This is how it's going to look. iRadio. Yep, that's how it's going to look right there. How you can choose different songs, different things like that. Then you have their photos right here. Apple is showing you all how the photos are going to look, what you're going to be able to do with it, and all of this is just the new way that they are, they're using their iOS 7. There's different things like that, and you can have a ton of photos. Zoom in on any one of them. I mean, just different little ways that Apple is saying that this is how the new system is gonna look. We're gonna go right here to their photo, their video category, right there, the camera, and show you exactly how they say the camera is going to be used. These are just other little things that iOS 7 is going to bring to the table. Just other things that iOS 7 is going to bring to the table. So for those of you that didn't know what iOS 7 was going to bring to the table, they're showing you different effects right there in the camera, different things that you can do, with your camera that you couldn't do in the other iOS that they had before. Then we're going to Safari now, and you're going to see how they've upgraded Safari. And when upgraded, I really think they've just made Safari a little bit closer to what the browser should have been this whole time anyway. So these are just some of the small changes. There you go. There's just some of the small changes that iOS 7 is bringing. As you can notice, as you can see, a little cleaner, just a little bit, a little bit not so cluttered and things like that. And as far as like their the mail system, we're going to show you a little bit of that here real quick. The mail system right here, just showing you just a bit of the things that Apple is dealing right there. You're going to see the mail, how you can sift through it, and then the weather app that they have. All of this is in iOS 7. And these are just the new features that iOS 7. I mean, it looks colorful. The apps look colorful. They look. It looks clean. It does look, a little different. When I say different, I mean it does look fresh. compared to how it was before, how the old operating system was. And these are just some of the things. They say this thing is coming out in the fall, and your messages, when you want to send messages and stuff like that. This is what the new iOS 7 is going to allow you to do, and Apple put all of this up on their website. So if you want to go back and continue to look these through and stuff like that, you just go to Apple's website and just type in iOS 7, and you'll be able to see all of these things that you're looking at right now. You'll be able to see it and test it for yourself, and look to see exactly how these things are being controlled and how they're going to look. If you're getting that new iOS device, whether it be an iPad, iPod, or a iPhone, this is how the new iOS 7 is going to look. So that's what Apple really showed off and let everybody see what's going on. So to me, I think a lot of these changes, it's definitely different. The iOS 7 definitely looks 100 times different than what it looked. This iOS 7 is definitely different than the previous operating system. I think it's a more cleaner. I think it's more colorful. I like it. I like the look of it. I like it's just not so cluttered looking and busy looking, I guess really is how you want to put it. The old operating system was kind of busy. This one isn't as busy. So, Apple is making strides towards getting things, making sure that their brand is, getting out there and getting up, in that new, with the new iPhone that they're looking at coming out with, and just trying to keep up to date, I feel, because Apple right now is not head and shoulders above everyone else like they used to be, and right now they're struggling even just to keep pace with how Android is just overtaking the market, and how Android is just coming up with all these new features and really controlling the market share, and especially Samsung. So Apple is just really playing catch up right now. So what we see from Apple, these changes in iOS was needed, but a lot of the changes were things that people are looking at, and they're saying, based on the reaction that people are giving with the new iOS, they like the changes, but they're saying, why weren't these changes done before? Why weren't they done earlier? Because these changes are not something that couldn't have been done. Is it just that Apple was resting on its laurels? Is it that Apple, they change only if they feel they have to? People were wondering, why did Apple not come up with these changes before? But definitely these changes are good. These changes are a welcome addition. At first, people were wondering if this was really going to be, were they going to destroy the operating system? Was it going to look, foolish when he said it was just going to be this vanilla operating system, very plain, basic, and whatnot? But apparently not. So Johnny Ives really came through, and hopefully Apple will now continually update their operating systems and their apps and things like that, so that it can follow along with the trend of growing technology that we see in today's world. So that's Apple. Now we're going to talk a little bit about Sony. Sony came out with because the Xbox One also was debuted at E3, as well as the Sony PlayStation 4. Not debuted so much as, because we all knew the announcements came already, but we were wondering what kind of launch games are going to be available for the PlayStation 4. Well, Sony came out with a bunch of launch games. They're saying that Basement Crawl, Drivers Club, Infamous Second Son, Killzone Shadowfall, Knack, The Order, 1886, and Secret Ponchos, as well as the game that was inspired by Assassin's Creed. The name slips me. All of these games are going to be launch day titles. So there's a number of bundles going around right now.